There was a train beneath the midnight rain, 2 empty seats and nothing left to say. You looked outside and watched the city glow. I knew somehow that I would miss you so. We were young enough to call it fate, too scared to ask if love could really wait. Take me back to where we were, before the ending had occurred, before we knew what time could do, before I had to lose you. If every road must disappear, I'd still go back and meet you there. Your photograph is fading on my wall, but I can still remember every call. The way you said my name when I was low, the little things I never told you so. Some memories don't need a place to stay, they find a way to follow us away. Take me back to where we were, when every feeling felt so sure, before the silence filled the room, before the flowers stopped their bloom. If I could have one night again, I'd meet you there without an end. Maybe somewhere in another life, we found a way to get it right. Maybe we grew old beneath the same moon that watched us walk away. Take me back to where we were, to every beautiful blur. Even knowing how the story ends, I'd still call you my closest friend. And if our love was just a place, I'd spend forever in that space. We stood beneath the hotel balcony, the whole town sleeping quietly. You held my coat against the cold, and I wish that night would never grow old. There was something in the way you looked at me, like you already knew what we would lose eventually. You were the last light in the dark, the quiet fire inside my heart. Even when the night was closing in, you made me wanna love again. And when the morning stole the sky, I watched our little forever die. We drove until the highway turned to gray, with no destination left to name. You rested your head against the glass, and I wished I could make that moment last. But every mile was taking us away from the life I thought we'd someday make. You were the last light in the dark, the brightest place inside my heart. Even when the road was leading on, I could feel our time was almost gone. And when the sunrise filled the air, I reached for you, but you weren't there. To mean everything along the way. You were the last light in the dark, the sweetest ache, the deepest mark. And though the night has disappeared, your memory still keeps me here. If love is measured by goodbye, then ours was worth 1,000 lives. You were laughing with your shoes beside the bed, talking about all the things you hadn't said. I listened like we had forever left, not knowing time was stealing every breath. We were so busy dreaming of tomorrow, we never saw the day become our sorrow. If time could wait for us tonight, I'd hold you underneath the lights. I'd tell you every reason why I never wanted you goodbye. And if the world could disappear, I'd keep you close and leave it here. There are places I still cannot go, 'cause every corner tells me what I know. Your favorite street, the park, the summer rain, they all bring back the sound of your name. I thought that distance would make memories fade, but some kinds of love refuse to be erased. If time could wait for us tonight, I'd turn the darkness into light. I'd give you every word I saved, every little promise I delayed. And if the years could disappear, I'd have you standing next to me. I'd find you underneath those lights. And even if the ending stayed the same, I'd still whisper out your name. Some loves don't need another start. They simply live inside the heart. I heard your voice inside an old cassette, a song I thought that I had long forgotten yet. Suddenly the room was 20 years away, and I could see the smile you wore that day. Strange how something lost can feel so near, when one familiar sound brings back a year. You're still with me when the evening falls, in every empty room, in every quiet call. I don't need to touch you to believe. Somewhere in my heart you never leave. Though life has carried us apart, you're still the rhythm in my heart. I learned to watch the seasons come and go. I found new streets and places you don't know. But every time I see the ocean shine, a little piece of you comes back to mind. I stop wishing that the past would change. I learned that missing you can also be beautiful in its way. You're still with me when the evening falls, in all the little things I can't explain at all. I don't need tomorrow to believe that what we had was real to me. Though years have taken you away, your love still colors every day. Maybe that's what love becomes, not a goodbye, but a quiet home. A melody beneath the noise, a trace of you inside my voice. You're still with me when the evening falls, a gentle shadow dancing on the walls. I won't ask the past to set me free, because you made me who I'm meant to be. And when my final night arrives, Your coffee cup was sitting by the door. Your favorite song was playing like before. I watched the sunlight cross the empty chair and almost turned around to find you there.
Funny how the smallest things remain when everything else disappears with rain.
Give me one more morning with you, one more sky turning blue, one more chance to hear you laugh, one more road we never had. If I could borrow yesterday, I'd never let it fade away.
I walk the streets we used to call our own. Every little place still felt like home. The bookstore where you lost your time, the old cafe where you stole half of mine.
I never knew that ordinary days could turn into the memories that stay. Give me one more morning with you, one more dream coming true, one more hour without the fear that the end was getting near. If I could turn the clock around, I'd keep you when the world slowed down. Maybe love was never meant to last. Maybe we were only meant to have a little piece of something rare that taught my heart that you were there. Give me one more morning with you, though I know I can't undo all the moments left behind, all the words I couldn't find. I'd still be grateful that somehow you were mine, even for a while. We found a quiet corner of the night where every passing car became alive. You told me stories I had never heard, and somehow silence said more than words. I didn't know a moment could become a memory before it had begun. Stay with me before goodbye. Let me keep this piece of time. If tomorrow takes you far away, I'll remember you your hand inside of mine for one last beautiful night.
The morning painted shadows on your face. I wish that dawn would never find this place. You smiled like nothing had to end, as if forever waited around the bend. But every second quietly confessed, the sum of love is knowing when it's left. Stay with me before goodbye. Let the whole world pass us by. If tomorrow changes everything, I'll hold on to what this moment brings. Even when you're out of sight, you'll still be here tonight. And if I had another chance, I'd slow down every circumstance. I'd say the words I couldn't say before the night became yesterday. Stay with me before goodbye. Let me memorize your eyes. If